Here at the 45th Parallel Podcast.
Megan, we recording?
Megan, we good?
Yes.
Megan.
Is there like a DJ horn sound on that sound?
Can you put your thumbs in front of the camera?
FYI for the crowd and everybody listening, if you come into the gun shop, do not call Megan Sam. Her name is Megan.
She doesn't like Sam.
She does
She'll
not like
threaten
Sam.
to kick you in the shins. It's happened.
And step on your hairy toes. So today's topic, since we're already rolling in our great introduction about 45th Parallel Podcasts, Demetrius is over there off scene like always.
On the turntable.
I got my favorite rock star, Cam the Man, right here.
Giving free autographs.
Also called the Birdman.
Birdman. First of all, well, hey, before we get into today's topic, we need to remind everyone that we are now open on Sundays, people.
Drop it like it's hot. That's right.
Don't expect Junior or Jeremy to be here. I'll be here.
Ouch.
But we're open. I'm open on Sundays, folks. Come see me.
Don't expect us, Cam, on payday either.
Apologize for working the other 6 days a week without Cam.
I'll see you guys on Sunday. Robert and I, our new hire, Robert and I.
We just
are in
hired
here.
the Pope himself.
Yep. The Pope.
Sergeant First Class type.
Yeah. Sergeant First Class.
Oh, that's what he was?
Pope.
Yeah, Sergeant First Class.
Awesome.
He held that rank about the same amount of time I was in the service, so he definitely has that title.
Respect.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. We'll see you guys on Sunday, 11 to 4. Right?
And for the next 32 and a half minutes, we're going to discuss bug out guns.
Bug out guns.
Why we bug out with the gun we bug out with.
Oh, you need to have a Tribe Called Quest bugging out audio.
There you go.
I like Tribe.
Yeah.
And for all the viewers out there, the code word from last week is no longer valid, so don't come in and try to use that code
Hey,
word.
and listen up.
Shout out to the guys who got their free ammo for pineapple juice, though.
Shout out to you guys who caught it, but let you guys, it's like a thing between us and you. Don't post it in the comments.
Oh, yeah, I was posted in the comments.
Don't post it in the comments. It's
Yeah,
not
well,
a thing to post in the comments.
I also want to go ahead and throw out there, someone posted John Wick. It spelled John wrong.
Okay,
You know who you are.
Were they or were they not related to you?
He's 13 in public education. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I saw that and I'm like, he's like bragging about it. I'm like, dude, you spelled John
Yeah,
wrong.
you spelled John wrong, and it's not the code word.
Right. I'm just like, oh, you sure it wasn't? Yeah.
That was awesome. No, I enjoyed seeing that.
He's like, I got 2 likes on it. I'm like, they're making fun of you for misspelling the word John.
All right, we're jumping into bug out guns and probably getting into bug out kit too, right?
So the bug out kit will be a future episode. We're just going to keep it kind of just short and sweet. We're going to mention a couple guns. Each person's probably going to pick out a couple guns, and then just because the bug out video could, I mean, it's so diverse. I mean, it could go on for hours on what people wants to prep. So we're just going to do a little bit on as far as guns and kind of dip into a little bit of stuff. Future videos will have more in depth.
All right.
This
Sounds good to
literally
me.
could be a documentary on bug out.
Yeah, a documentary.
I do want to say, I did tell some people here yesterday, hey, tomorrow, they go, what are you guys doing tomorrow? Like, we're doing bug out. And this guy starts telling me, he's like, I'm going to have this gun, this gun, this gun. He named like 7 guns. And I'm like, kid, you look like you're semi-fit. Don't get me wrong. But you're talking about 120 pounds worth of gear now.
On a 120-pound frame.
At least.
Yeah, and you're going to carry your 308, your AR-15, a 45, a 22. You better bring my 30-30 lever. And I'm like, even if you only had 1 mag each with all those guns, you're packing 110, 120 pounds, bud.
It's not including supplies.
We're talking about bugging out,
Spur of the
not
moment.
surviving on when shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
We're just saying if you got to get from point A to point B and you got to carry 2 guns, whatever 2 guns.
For example, where Junior lives, if he wanted to bug out, he'd probably go to Pop's house.
Yep.
Because it's a fortified fortress.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lots of Cams, though, because he's got crazy people that go in his house.
Yeah, that's true. Naked, crazy.
Well, and I
people.
think a lot of people, what they don't realize about bugging out is, Cam, if you had to bug out right now, you going to make it to my house?
Negative.
Hell yeah, making it to your house.
Well, yeah, but you're not going to make it to my house in 20 minutes.
TriMet's not running, so I don't know how to make it.
Well, that's just it. If you watch, I hate using the reference Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But you remember all the cars abandoned on freeways and roads?
True.
Headshots only.
My mind instantly
Portland
goes to that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think at Portland, when you're trying to do rush hour traffic, What if everybody just got out of their car?
Exactly.
Unless you had a tank, you're not getting through that.
Well,
mess.
that also brings in, and this we'll save this for a future episode too, but that brings in the notion of bug in or your get home bag. You know, because your get home bag is if you don't have supplies on you, you have something with you in your truck, in your pack, whatever you're doing to get yourself to your supplies that are at home, and then bugging in and staying at home too. So we can get to that in a different episode.
I mean, it just opens up a doorway for so many avenues that I mean, we can go on for hours.
Yeah.
Hours.
All right, so bug out weapons. Yeah.
I think when we first all decided to do the bug out yesterday, I think we all made the comment on the first weapon, and we were all three the same.
AR pistol suppressed.
Pretty much an AR pistol suppressed or non-suppressed.
Yep.
Backpack style gun. If it's in my backpack, I mentioned it to the guy yesterday too. He's like, I'd have my backpack all these guns in, and I'm like, you better have one slung on your front of your chest, because telling someone, wait, mister, I got to get my gun out.
Yeah.
You're pulling it out like a samurai sword, like you're not going to make it.
A respectable opponent will let you take it out and then duke it out.
In the Old West, you took 10 paces and draw it, but
I think, okay, I respect it.
Well, so here's a perfect example. Junior bringing up here his AR pistol with
everything
on it, including a suppressor.
Yep.
Why don't you go ahead and explain to these folks what you have on your gun here?
So
why?
basically, I figured the ideal setup for a bug out, close quarters and stuff like that would be an AR pistol. Suppressed just to mitigate the sound. I run an EOTech with a magnifier in case you have to reach out and touch someone a little distance. And I also run backup irons, pop-ups, so eventually if there's no batteries left. And the reason I went with the EOTech is because let's say, not that. Let's say about 80% of people have AA batteries in their house. So if I ever needed AA batteries, I just have to find out who left the door unlocked like Cam and just get some AA batteries and rock and roll. I carry extra.
My door was locked.
The window was open.
And plus the AR platform is so diverse as far as, you can set them up in the platform itself. You can do whatever you want. You want to do long range, short. If you want small, it's just, that's why I think we kind of all lean towards it.
Yep.
It's because everybody sets their AR up way different.
I would still, if we were here at the shop and I was bugging out of the shop, I do have a 16-inch barrel next to my desk. I'd probably bug out with that one. But if I'm heading towards the country because that's where I live. But staying here in town, I might go with a shorter barrel like an AR pistol.
Yeah. They're no recoil. It's like I always tell everybody that comes in, it's like the adult version of a 22.
Yeah, it's a big boy version. Yeah, and ammo is readily available. You got to think about that too. Most people have.
Biden's taking 30% of it.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that in a different episode. Yeah, that too.
And then if that all fails, I had to go up to a plan B. Plan B being, make sure it's clear.
Oh, this guy. This guy.
What is that?
For more reasons than one, this guy.
And it's in a 45-70. So in case a T-Rex comes at me, I got it.
In case you find yourself in Wyoming and a buffalo is chasing you.
Or Gresham.
If I bug out to Alaska and there's a big 8-foot grizzly.
Or Bigfoot.
Sasquatch happens.
So if you want a hand cannon, got one right here.
I would like to say that when you mentioned the AA batteries, that's funny you said that because I was looking at my bug out yesterday, and I love Surefire flashlights. And I've had this one for years. I had it in service too. It uses 1, 2, 3 batteries.
Oh yeah.
The 1, 2, 3 batteries are nice. They can find them everywhere.
Nice.
Yeah.
But most people don't have 1, 2, 3s.
True.
So if you're bugging out and you go to a house that's empty and you're like, I need supplies, you're probably not going to find batteries from Surefire.
True.
That was just something I don't know. I was sitting there last night. I'm like, sure, I have extra 1, 2, 3s, but the point you made about the EOTech the other day made me think of that. It's like AA's is everywhere. In your optic is way better than the watch batteries, and
so all those Xbox players out there, they got AA batteries.
Well, that's part of it is you break into someone's house and you just jack their controllers and take all the batteries out.
And Jeremy's nightstand, ton of AA batteries in there.
I just said it was 1, 2, 3 batteries.
Oh.
I was thinking maybe the Surefire's not the best bug out flashlight. You can get it if I knock over the Bimart's abandoned and the Battery Plus is abandoned. Yeah. But in a neighborhood, you're probably not going to find 1, 2, 3 batteries.
Well, so there's this too, when considering a weapon, I think. Now, we were talking about this on the phone last night. Everyone thinks a bug out scenario is going to be, like D just mentioned, The Walking Dead, right? Just the world is gone to chaos. Doesn't have to be zombies necessarily, but let's say zombies for right now. 3/4 of the population's wiped out. There's cars on the highway everywhere like that. Whereas a bug out scenario doesn't necessarily even have to be that drastic.
Well,
you know,
it's funny you said that because when I
mass power outages,
earthquakes,
volcanoes,
volcanoes,
out of toilet paper.
Katrina is a good example. People
yeah.
started looting in Katrina.
Yep.
You know, and there was people building small militia, people have gangbanging going on, and a bunch of rednecks running around going free truck parts.
Yeah, right.
So
there's different bug out scenarios. It doesn't have to just be like Armageddon, the world is ending.
And it's not a permanent situation either. It could be a temporary situation.
Well, that's the thing is bug out also is supposed to be you can't have a bug out bag that's going to last you 3 years, right? It's going to be something that's very temporary, at least for the time being, just to get you to safety. So that's when, considering weapons too, are you going to have these all-out melee weapons, or do you have to have something that just gets you out to the countryside or gets you to,
well, and like you
your
said, bug
home or
out, bug
whatnot?
in.
Yeah.
When I was looking
There's
at
a lot to consider.
counting jobs at firms downtown, I was only going to bug to my house.
Right.
So if I had a bug out bag, a lot of guys are at work downtown. I was thinking, oh, the bridge is stopped, traffic stops, I'm on foot. I better have a little backpack with some.
You're going to swim across the Willamette through downtown? Get all those needles stuck in you and feces and stuff?
I'm a survivalist.
You're a bad boy.
I'm a bad boy.
That's Jeremy swimming across the Willamette through downtown.
Oh, I don't swim that good. It'd be more of a dog paddle. Like,
Dang,
I'm out of shape. Megan's making motions like I'm drowning.
I think Megan is...
I'm not a buoy.
Megan's a parade princess right there. She just did a wave move like this.
What would you what would be your bug out gun?
Megan, what's your bug out gun?
Why don't you get up and grab one and we'll talk about it.
Megan's like, I don't like bugs.
Well, okay. So I guess when we're talking about different scenarios, I brought this up here. It's a 22 long rifle. It's suppressed. I picked a 22 based on this theory here. If it's utter if it's utter chaos, you point this at somebody, they don't want this pointed at them regardless, right? 2, so that's going to buy you a little time. 2, it's suppressed, it's quiet, whatever. 3, you can go kill small game if you need to, survival stuff. But here's the biggest reason why I chose 22, and not saying 22 is my number one choice overall, it's just another option, is because I can fit 2,000 rounds of this in a backpack fairly lightly.
That was the
where it's not going to bog you down
too.
too much, because 2,000 rounds, 1,000, 1,500 rounds, whatever, of 22 is not very heavy. You can put it in a bag in a pretty small area of that bag, and you have unlimited ammo for the next however long. So that's why I thought, as versus carrying 4570 or 223, 556, or even 308, is you got a huge amount of ammo. It's very light, it's very compact and small, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, but it only take one of these rounds to turn you around.
Hold on, I got to back this story up for a minute. Are you trying to tell me that you would not bug out with an M1 Grand 308?
No.
And a 1911 45 on your side.
Well, if I was bugging out to Iwo Jima, I might.
Hold on, let him start the story. Go ahead, Cam.
Did you see the comment section? Someone said, take the buttons away from Junior.
No, I didn't see that. Negative.
They're like, man. It's like, why does that kid have that toy up there?
But, so that's another thing with 22. Like we were saying, the whole bug out scenario doesn't necessarily have to be utter chaos either, right? So do you need a bunch? You need 1,000 rounds of 5.56 to go with you. Do you need the heavy duty rounds where you're really just trying to buy yourself time to have everything calm down again? You know.
And we were talking about the looters.
Looters
is going to be your biggest issue in a bug out situation. We had those fires. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah. Right,
and what happened? These people were leaving their farms, and people were running out there to loot them, even though they've been warned that the fire's coming. It's going to hit the property. So then now you're not wanting to bug out. Now you're wanting to bug in, because now you're getting your farm equipment stolen.
Yeah.
Why do people always think farmers have a bunch of cool stuff? They don't. They're all, most of them are broke.
Well,
but
yeah, they know no one's home.
Right.
And we know what happens when no one's home. Naked guys.
Ask Cam.
Only in Cam's neighborhood. You get shot in my neighborhood for that.
So that's the whole reason why I went with the kind of small caliber. You can take way more ammo and you can still survive on it for the most part because no one wants to get shot with this either.
Well, and most people don't know. If you just come up acting like you a bad boy with a bat and I pull that out, they're not going to, I mean, unless it's some trained guy going, it's a 22, kid. Most people are just going to see handgun.
Right.
And most people think all handguns are 9mm. Like, oh, snap, he has a 9mm.
I tell you what, though.
And the suppressor on it makes it a little bit more intimidating, too.
True. This is another thought, though.
Multiple thoughts?
Are you, I'll ask you guys.
Okay.
D, are you more scared of a dude walking down the street with a gun in his hand or a dude walking around with a hammer?
Whoa. In your neighborhood?
Because to tell you the truth, if a dude's walking down the street with a hammer looking all crazy, I'm way more scared of that guy than I am the guy with the gun.
You haven't seen some of my subs?
I mean,
that's what the first thing I thought of, too, is like, you haven't been on many construction sites, have you? All those guys are scared, and they all have hammers. And they're all drinking.
All right, D, take it away.
no, I mean, I think I would be a little bit more on edge if a guy had a gun, honestly. I mean,
Would you? Okay.
yeah.
I just think it's a
keep
thing.
my distance, and the hammer won't get to me. Like,
True. But the thing is, if that guy with the hammer, in my mind, the hammer guy's a little crazier.
I do think that.
Yeah.
And damn it, I'm gonna make a Walking Dead comment again. There was a dude in that had a big framing hammer. He's the East Wing, the same one I had.
Oh yeah.
And he was just going around just busting zombies in the head. But the way that guy handled the hammer, I was like, yeah, I don't want to fight that guy.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, he was.
Well, because they got to be crazier because anyone can. I mean, it's not a pleasant thing, but you can shoot someone from 20, 100 feet.
It's not as personal as
you got to be
I'm
up,
gonna hit
looking
you.
them in the eye, hearing them breathe, hearing that skull crack, blood on you, all that good stuff.
Brain matter splatter.
Brain matter splatter.
That's a phrase.
They're going all.
Phrase.
Well, someone with a hammer going all Frito Bandito on you. Like just
That was
going,
a code word, gentlemen.
going nuts.
Frito Bandito.
I don't think you're supposed to give it away like that either.
how do they know it's the code word?
I think they just pick a crazy word that we use, right?
Well, we use Frito Bandito.
Yeah.
So some dude's going Frito Bandito on you with a hammer. It's a little more personal,
Here we go. Hold on. Everybody's looking at that.
No, I get where you're both coming from. The guy walking down the street and he has his gun out and he looks like he's like, I'm gonna go kill somebody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Because that could potentially
take this road over here.
that could potentially happen in a bug out scenario too.
I thought it was just neighborhood watch.
Straight
Or that.
purge.
And you know what?
Yeah, purge type stuff.
And people are always talking about their machetes in their bug out bags. I would probably put my framing hammer.
Oh.
Which we'll cover that a different reason, but there's reasons for it. Like machete's useful.
Yeah, Bob the Builder had a hammer.
Well, that was why. I was inspired by Bob the Builder and Al Borland on Tool Time.
Yeah. Yep.
But think about everything, because like you go up to a house and they boarded it up, but they're no longer there. So you're gonna teach a machete to chop in through everything.
Yeah, true.
And I have one. It's an extra long handle. It's a little heavier. It's for like pulling concrete forms.
Rather smash through things. Yeah.
It's 32 ounce.
Yeah.
Because you need to build a shelter. You're gonna need to take things apart.
Yeah.
It has the claw part.
Guess Megan's falling asleep back there.
Cam's never used
Sorry,
a hammer.
Megan. We're talking about hammers.
Are we still running on the camera there?
Because it pauses.
Yeah, we're almost.
You have one job, Megan, and you messed it up last episode.
It should be like 10 more minutes.
But Demetrius
10 more
did
minutes? Okay.
magic.
D's
and,
got the time on it.
Put the whole thing together.
The Technicolor stuff going on. Yeah.
So it's weird that we said we're gonna do. Hey, let's do bug out tomorrow. I go home. I'm not sleeping. I get up. I throw open Pinterest because that's where I get all my inspiration for my Martha Stewart crafting.
Nice.
And it says, how many rounds should you have stored for when that hits the fan? And I'm like,
good question.
Let's read this article. And it talked about bugging out, bugging in, and talking to some people about bugging out. They're talking about thousands of rounds. And I'm like, do you have a pack mule that you're going to load up?
That's straight doomsday.
Right. I'm like, we're talking about bugging out.
That's world collapsing stuff.
As going to somewhere. I have to get point A to point B, and then I'm going to bug in when I get to point B. 1,000 rounds means I got to defend this fortress for a long time.
I've got 1,000 rounds in my backpack right now. Told you.
Well, and that was one of the things the guys were talking about.
Just one.
And then I have your 1,000 rounds.
I'm shooting on the other side of a cinder block wall.
That's true.
How
No
many
cover.
rounds do you need to bug out in is different than how many rounds I need stored up if everything hits the fan.
True.
And then the one issue with Walking Dead, well, besides the Ford Focus, it was magical. Like, it survived everything. I'm like, really? It's a Ford Focus. But you brought this up, Cam, the other day in one of your small moments of wisdom. How many rounds are you going to carry? And I'm like, it depends on which thing. Like you said, I want to refer to 22. You have 1,000 rounds of 22 is this
a little
big.
box. Yep.
1,000 rounds of 45-70 is like
This whole tabletop.
trunk. But you also don't need 1,000 rounds of 45-70 to get a job done that you might need more 22s. I mean, there's always that trade-off.
Yeah, true.
And so how many, if you were bugging out, how many rounds, you guys, say all three of us have an AR pistol. How many mags on you?
That's a really good question and tough call.
Combat load 7 mags, right? 210 rounds.
I tried packing 10.
10 mags.
I was going to say a nice
That's
round number like 10 too.
300.
So
Yeah.
7 is something, military standard, whatever.
Or there is this too. Now, we're going to talk about bug out loadouts and kit and everything like that at a different time. But I have seen videos from the master psycho himself, Clint Smith, down at Thunder Ranch, where he says, is it MTG or something like the brand? They've got the plastic boxes, you buy them at Bi-Mart, and they've got slots for magazines. And I've got a couple at home. And he says that he keeps one 5.56 in his trunk gun, in his truck with his truck gun. And those hold like 10 mags or 15 mags, I think. But then, so you could technically have that in your truck or your vehicle and then have other mags on you on top of that. That's another option too.
Well, and this article talked about that once. If I'm at my house, we all have trucks here, except for Megan.
We're counting Cam's truck as a truck.
It holds better value than both of yours combined.
People literally offer
Toyota
me,
Tacoma, people. Toyota
people
Tacoma.
literally offer me more money for my truck than I paid for it. Back to people offering me more money than I paid for it.
It's because of inflation.
Is your truck even 4-wheel drive?
Yeah, it's no pre-runner. I ain't no pre-runner biatch.
Yeah, me confused, Apple boy.
Get an iPhone already, please, so that these. Get an iPhone so it doesn't screw up text messages.
Who has the green bubbles?
Green bubbles.
Okay.
This guy in the middle.
What?
That's why our bubbles aren't blue in our group chat.
Oh yeah. It's
Yep, it's this guy.
it's Jeremy.
It's
I
Jeremy.
have no idea what we're talking about bubbles for now. So over here at my Bug Out podcast I'm having right now, these guys over here in their Apple phones. Your Apple phones won't work when things have to bug out.
Except for the
Well, that's cool because your
Tesla ones
Android
will.
phone doesn't work anytime. So
But my Nokia will always work.
That's true.
So
that's true. The Nokias. Yep.
it talked about stockpiling ammo in that also. And people are like, I can't afford to stockpile ammo.
Yeah.
And it literally broke it down. If you come in every Friday and bought one box of 50 rounds of 9 or 20 rounds of 5.56, how long it takes you to have the 1,000 round. They kind of came with a number 1,000 round to 500 rounds of each caliber.
Yeah.
If you're going to be in your thing. But then it referred to trucks, which everybody here has a truck. But Megan, we could actually convert yours into a truck if you want us to.
We got some Sawzalls.
No, I think the Ford Focus was probably better.
Oh.
You know what? Yeah. It can run over zombies and it doesn't
Yep.
crack the fiberglass bumper. Set up like you said, I have all that ammo sitting in a certain area, and it talked about storing your ammo in an ammo crate too, because you can just grab it, put it in the bed of the truck, let's go.
Yep.
And so there's different setups and modulars, already loaded mags, ammo cans, things with handles, but you can just grab it in the bed, we go. For Megan, she'd have to get out, pop the trunk of her car.
Yep.
Put it in there, strap it down, move over the spare tire, put her step stool in.
Yeah.
And we have a live audience today. I just thought that was interesting on the ammo because when you talk to people about bugging out, we have a bunch of customers that are like, I'm bringing this gun and I got to bring this one and I might need my 45-70 revolver, but I need to bring my SCAR 308 with me. But then, I need my pony guns with me. I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but Oh, I really like my Smith revolver too.
Just let the ponies go.
The best gun to
What?
bug
Just
out
let the
with
ponies
is
go.
38 Super.
The ponies have to come. But I looked at the guy and I'm like, can you carry all that? And like,
Yeah.
I wasn't even trying to be mean. Like
Yeah.
just realistically, if you built out everything you just said you were going to carry, you're going to need a wheelbarrow.
Dude, why don't you just tighten that thing quick?
It's tightened all the way down. It won't go any further.
He's
I
just wants me to buy him a better.
I need
He
a
wants me
mic.
to buy you one of those.
Did you not go to the gym or something this week? Come
Need a
on.
mic stand like you. I went to the gym last night.
What gym?
My basement gym.
That's a different subject, and this is a PG-13 audience. So
I got
back
a
to
basement gym.
ammo and how much ammo you're going to bring with this. I
Yep.
think 10 mags is good because that's not too much. I think,
If you're shooting 300 rounds, you're up the creek.
but okay, but
You're
think
up the
about
creek.
it. So you are in,
And then-
in Montevilla.
Yeah.
You want to give me your
Shh,
exact
don't-
address?
Don't tell people that.
No, but you know, okay, the neighborhood.
You
you're
just
in,
gave it away
right?
worse. You're like, shh.
And so if you had to leave there, you could make it to say 162nd, no issues.
Yeah.
And then that one neighborhood though, you might go through 4 mags to pass.
True.
That's the only thing about. But and then you might make it to your destination and never shot around. And you're like, hey, that was easy.
Yeah.
Or the next
Yeah.
guy comes in and goes, I ran out of ammo like 25 blocks ago.
Yeah.
But then also, I think it depends on the person. Are you going to stop and fight, or you're going to be like, I'm just going to take a different route?
That's true. That's something you got to think about too. What kind of, or if you are getting stopped to fight, are you just going to do what you need to do to get the hell out of there too?
Right. Enough
You know?
suppressive fire. They all put their head down, and so I
And then you're
ducked. And so I remember at one time I had a full plan in my head, and I was like,
gone like Speedy Gonzalez, Frito Bandito.
right, I'm out Frito Bandito style on these
Yep.
guys, right? So I'm like, I got this plan. It's perfect. I'm going to go here. I'm going to do this, yada, yada. Then my wife found these kids. I don't know where she found them at.
Yeah.
And
no!
I was like, I got to bring all those kids with me.
They don't look like you, which is weird.
Well, we found them in a box. It said free kids, like
Oh,
puppies. And
yeah,
we're like, hey, let's take
nice.
the kids home.
On the corner in Montevilla.
Yeah. So now I got to bring that crew with me too.
Yeah.
But you can look at it 2 different ways.
Can
I
Duke
got pack mules.
can Duke shoot an AR yet?
Yeah.
Sweet.
He's American.
Perfect.
He's red-blooded redneck. He'd be like, really? My AR got 2 barrels on mine.
Dang.
I got
That's pretty
drums.
good for a 6-year-old.
I got stuff you ain't never even seen. I just give him the 9mm version.
Megan, how we doing on that camera? We're trying to not have technical difficulties this week,
I'm
folks.
trying to make Demetrius' life easy.
Yep.
But I don't know. Now I got to bug out with a bunch of kids too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
2 things to look at is, one, they're only going to walk so far.
Yep.
Obviously, adrenaline, everybody's going to walk a little farther with some adrenaline.
Yep.
But then
And
I'm
sugar.
like, ooh, I could throw 5 mags in each one of those kids' bag.
Ooh, that's true.
No, they can take 10.
Well, example, I just said 5. I mean, right there, then I now have 4 kids. That's 20 extra mags.
Yeah. That's 600 extra rounds.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
What was that movie? Mel Gibson. And he was like doing stuff and shooting people, and they shot his son. The Revolution War one he did.
The Patriot?
Yeah, the Patriot. Man, I could not think of the name of that.
Yeah.
I was
Patriot.
picturing the cover, and then they end up going after those guys, and he put his sons and stationed in areas with guns.
Yeah.
And then he did all the moving around. They were
That's
just stationary.
Duke and Brock and Zach.
Yeah.
Scarlett has the Native American tomahawk coming out of the woods.
The way she reacted to a bunny in my yard today, she's like, her eyes got all, and her fist rolls up, and she's like, we should kill that rabbit. And Duke's like, oh, it's so fuzzy. I want to hold it. And Scarlett's just like, it has creepy eyes and long ears. We should just kill it, Dad. Shoot it. I'm like, whose child are you? Just shoot the rabbit? But then I'm like, well, if we're bugging out, we're eating that rabbit too. So
Yeah. You got to.
well, at least she's all down for eating rabbit.
Well, you can't really shoot a rabbit with the 223 and then eat it. That's why the
Headshots only.
I would have grazed it, clipped those 2 ears. It would have been like doing this.
would have been like what? Would have been like
I have no idea what just happened, but
Me neither.
I was like, I could go there.
That's the Bigfoot behind you after you kill the rabbit because it wants to eat the rabbit too. That's what that noise was. You guys,
there's a Lay's commercial where the girl's running in the park and the guy's on the bench and he opens up the chip bag and the girl turns around and comes back.
Yeah.
And, and then the next day he does it on purpose and he dumps the chips all over his clothes.
Yeah.
And then this really big guy knocks the girl out of the way like, ooh, chips. I feel like that would be Bigfoot. You got the rabbit. You're like, I'm going to eat this rabbit. And this guy just Bigfoot thing stand over me, push me aside. That's my bunny now.
All right. So I'm going to go off on a little side tangent here.
I thought that's what we were on.
Well, we're just constantly on a side
You got
tangent.
5 minutes.
Okay. Maybe we'll get into it more later.
But
Bigfoot. Where do you guys stand
that's
on
a good
it?
episode.
Where you guys stand on Bigfoot? D, where you stand on Bigfoot?
This is an official Bigfoot gun right here. Made by Black Rain.
That's the Bigfoot. I don't know.
Come on, D.
I mean, like if Bigfoot's real.
Do you believe in
like,
Bigfoot? Do you believe he's out there?
I mean, oh man.
We found Bin Laden. We found Bin Laden. We can find Bigfoot.
Look, I think a lot of things are out there. Whether it comes to
Like
actual giants
well, he doesn't get
or
giant.
Whoa,
Bigfoot.
Giants? You don't believe in giants?
Sasquatch. No, I kind of do actually.
I said they found all these skeletons of these dudes that are
Right.
like 12 foot tall.
Exactly.
Yeah, they play in San Francisco.
No, but I mean like for real, like
Where Cam can cut it.
the accounts that I've heard about like giants existing, like just that alone makes me think that Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever, it could actually be somewhat real. You know?
Well, I don't know if Bigfoot is still out there, but I feel like when the whole Bigfoot thing started, there was obviously somebody or something
Out there.
that started it.
Yeah.
Things don't just start from nothing.
True.
The guy wasn't doing meth 250 years ago in Oregon. And it's like, I think I just saw a Bigfoot.
Well, if hobbits still exist, Bigfoot's got to exist.
Dang. Well, so the reason I bring it up, I've got a weird story that
It was a naked man in your house. We know.
No,
it wasn't Bigfoot.
Nope.
All right, Cam.
All right.
No, we got to save this for a later podcast.
Okay.
All right.
I have a Bigfoot story, guys. And I don't know exactly what it was, but I know something very, very crazy happened out in the woods.
Did
to me.
somebody switch to gym bags when you're playing college ball? That's why you thought it was Bigfoot?
No.
Went from a size 10 to a 13 and a half.
I have a Bigfoot story, guys. We'll save it for a different podcast.
Yeah, I want to do something on Bigfoot because
It's fun. It's fun to talk about, and I love telling the story because it's freaking weird. It's the weirdest thing.
4570 can kill a T-Rex. I've decided my 4570 lever action can take Bigfoot.
Oh, it's gonna put a hole through a giant gorilla of the forest. Yeah, for
A
sure.
giant gorilla of the forest.
Giant gorilla of the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, and if any of our customers, if you guys got something you guys want to throw in, any information, any stuff you guys want to throw on the podcast,
If you
comments.
disagree,
Yes, actually, you know what? Throw in the
Feedback.
comments. Give us feedback what you guys want to hear us talk about, but also throw in because I'm interested in it now. I'm going off on a weird tangent, but if you got Bigfoot stories, throw them in there.
Any last words, guys? Anything you guys want to throw out?
I just want to re-round up the bug out thing real quick. That we all kind of, I think, some type of self-defense rifle and a sidearm.
Yeah,
You're not trying
good way to
to bug out permanently or indefinitely. You're just trying to get point A to point B. You're not trying to bring an arsenal with you. Or you could be, what's the word? Say you fortify the area you're in with a group of people that you're with, right? But you're like, I'm going to go get supplies. You're going to do a temporarily bug out to get stuff and get back. You're not bringing the whole arsenal and the whole military with you.
Yep.
So round counts, everybody needs to I'd say put your bug out on or the equivalent weight and try walking with it.
There you go.
And I don't mean,
practice.
I don't mean walk around your yard like walk around the yard, take this 120-pound pack off. I mean, what's your plan? If you got a 5-mile bug out plan, try walking the 5 miles with whatever gear setup you think it is.
Yeah.
And then recess yourself from there.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't too bad. I could throw in 4 more mags, or I'm going to drop 4 mags.
Yep.
And put in some
D?
water.
Yeah.
I think.
D, what's your bug out plan?
Oh man, my bug out plan
Was
I
to
think,
leave at 7:30.
No, it would be like an AR pistol type, because sometimes I might want to shoot long range, but I also want to do close range. I thought about doing a shotgun at first. I'm like, yeah.
I thought about the shotgun one too, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that only works if I'm getting closer and more personal.
Exactly. And sometimes, like, you might want to take care of it sooner than later. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that
True
longer
story.
range.
Yep.
For example, at our gun shop, if you hit the bug out at the store right now and get to a couple blocks away. Think about someone sitting up in that hotel.
I take the can launcher. No one's expecting to get knocked out by a
I
Modelo.
know. I meant to bring my can launcher in to pull that one out. You're gonna find cans of soda everywhere.
Yep.
But another thing I also thought which would be cool is to, we're talking about topics that will be discussed in later shows and whatnot, and viewer input. It would be cool to do a show of like Q&A type.
Yeah, we can do that.
I see
like
Q&A,
that. Yep.
a little live audience.
Yeah, so probably when we get maybe on our 6th episode, we might do a Q&A one and then go through the comments. If you guys want to post comments in there, we'll do a recap over maybe the first 5 episodes we've done and kind of just touch base on questions.
Yeah.
And if we don't know the answers, we'll find the answers for you.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Except for Sasquatch. That one's still to be determined.
If you have
To
questions,
TBD.
come into the store, drop off a question that you want answered during the show or something like that.
That would be cool too.
Comment on the YouTube page, Facebook page, Instagram
Share
page.
Sell it.
Yeah.
Let everybody know what's up.
There you go.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Exactly. Frito Bandito.
There you go.
All right. That's our bug out episode for now. Bug out episode 1. There's going to be multiples.
That's a great idea. Bug out episode 1.
Bug out episode 1.
We're going to go in depth.
Yeah. Let's order some new mic stands in the morning, Z.
You guys have a good one. Because Cam can't hold the mic.
Don't forget to spay and neuter your pets.
Starting with Cam.
Are we allowed to say that? Or is that like...